I'm making a change today. The liquor been taking the pain away. I heard you was giving your chain away. That's kind of like giving your fame away. What's wrong with you? I sit in a box with our own.
Yo, what's up, broskiis? Kiana coming at you with a new deck profile. This is definitely more on the casual build, but it has a lot of potential if we get some new support. This is not anything, of course, I would take to like a major event like regionals, anything like that, but it is super fun to play around with, super affordable. I'm gonna go ahead and get into it though. But before I do, like the video if you like these type of videos, especially these like, you know, super casual decks, like those and I'll keep making those. Subscribe to the channel because we're trying to get to 1K. Comment below what you would change. As this being a new deck, you know, sometimes it helps to get that feedback. And if you like any of these cards, check out the links in the description to Sparta Card Gaming. You can use the direct link, or you can use broskiis, put it up on the screen right here, and you get like 5% off. But I'm gonna go ahead and get into it. So first up, double Rescue Ace Turbulence. This card is pretty nuts. It's a +4. Basically, you can banish 2 Rescue Ace cards from your graveyard, special summon this card from your hand. During your main phase, you can set up to 4 Rescue Ace quick play spells or normal traps with different names directly from the deck. If another card you control leaves the field by an opponent's card effect, except during the damage step, you can target 1 card on the field, destroy it. You can only use each effect once per turn. So, you know, just reading it, this card sounds insane. 1 Rescue Ace Fire Engine. I think I want to bump this up to 2. I just don't have a second copy. Like, funny enough, I ordered one, but out of the box I only pulled 1, unfortunately. But basically, if a Rescue Ace monster is normal special summon to your field, except Fire Engine, of course, except during damage step, you can special summon this card from your hand. If a monster is special summoned to your opponent's field, except during damage step, you can special summon one of your level 4 or lower Rescue Ace monsters from your hand deck or graveyard. You can only use the effect, each effect once per turn. So Engine's a nice little extender. He also is like pretty damn big as well. Those are like your main deck boss monsters. Then we move into triple Rescue Ace Hydrant. This card is pretty much the heart and soul of the deck. Sorry if the lighting looks weird. Let me see if I can fix that real quick. All right, that's a little bit better. But like I said, triple Rescue Ace Hydrant is heart and soul of the deck. While you control Rescue Ace monster other than Hydrant, you can your opponent's monsters cannot target this card for attacks. Also, your opponent cannot target this card with card effects. You can only use each of the following effects of Rescue Ace Hydrant once per turn. You can activate a quick play spell or trap card that was set by the effect of Rescue Ace the turn it was set. During your main phase, you can add 1 Rescue Ace monster from your deck to your hand, except Hydrant. So it's incredible. You really need to see. It's so important to see Hydrant in this deck. It helps you get a Turbulence. It's everything to this deck. Next up, for the second best normal summon, I guess, Rescue Ace Airlifter. So basically what this card does, if it's normal special summon, you can add 1 Rescue Ace spell from your deck to your hand. Oftentimes, if I just open up like this and like Hydrant, like I'll search like the field spell or something, but when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand, or face up field, special summon 1 Rescue Ace monster from your hand, except Airlifter, and you can only use each effect of Airlifter once per turn. Next up, this one's a lot different from what a lot of people have been doing. Let me get these out of the way. I'm running 2 Rescue Ace Fire Attacker. I think Fire Attacker is an amazing card. If a Rescue Ace monster is normal or special summon to your field, except Fire Attacker, you can just special summon this card from your hand. If a card is added to your opponent's hand, except by drawing it, except during the damage step, you can draw 2 cards and then discard 1. You can only use each effect once per turn. A Fire Attacker, I like it because it's a pretty easy, like free special summon. So like if you can go like Airlifter, Airlifter Fire Attacker, get the field spell or something like that, and then you get an additional normal summon. You can like link these off into IP. If you have Hydrant, you can like normal summon Hydrant with your additional normal summon. Add Turbulence. You already have 2 in the grave to bring out Turbulence. So you're sitting on IP Turbulence, and then you're probably going to get the set 4, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I really like Fire Attacker. I think it's best at 2. Rescue Ace monitor. On normal or special, it adds the trap, adds a Rescue Ace trap from your deck. And then when your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or face up field, then target one Rescue Ace monster in your graveyard except monitor, special summon it. Nice little resource engine. And it gets you to the traps, of course, which is pretty great. During your main phase, you can two rescues impulse. Sorry about that. During your main phase, you can choose the one effect monster your opponent controls with the highest attack, and neither player can activate that monster's effect on the field this turn. When your opponent activates a monster effect on the field, quick effect, you can tribute this card from your hand or face up field, special summon one machine Rescue Ace monster from your deck. Impulse is pretty damn nice, pretty nice at 2. But that's it for the Rescue Ace monsters. Of course, I would like to up Fire Engine or whatever it's called to 2, but I only have 1 right now. The other one should be in the mail soon. Next up for the support cards, I run triple Gizmek Naganaki. Pretty great. Normal summon and then tribute it. Go get Fire Hydrant, or not Fire Hydrant, Hydrant. This is basically an additional 3 copies of Hydrant. That's why I run him, and it was great that it was reprinted in the set. Of course, this is a lot different than what most people do, but I think the field spell is actually kind of crazy. Rescue Ace HQ. While your opponent controls a monster, all Rescue Ace monsters you control gain 500 attack. So more often than not, you're going to be sitting like turn 1 with like IP Turbulence and then like 4 back row. And your Turbulence is going to be like at 3,500, which is crazy. But also during your main phase, you can normal summon 1 Rescue Ace monster in addition to your normal summon or set. You can only gain this effect once per turn. Once per turn, you can target you can target 4 of your Rescue Ace monster. 4 Rescue Ace cards, sorry about that are banished and or in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck. So you can literally get all your resources back, especially if you like use Turbulence, stuff like that, and just keep the loop going. And then I use 1 Sacred Swords of the Gizmek Legend, which is so funny because I never ran this card in pure Gizmek because I just didn't think it like came up like often enough. But this, it kind of can work in this deck. You're never gonna get this effect off like to completely lock everything out at first turn, because it does take like 10 summons, but it is a nice little support. I think it takes 10 summons. Yeah, it's something stupid like that. Yeah, it should have been like 5, but then that would have been broken. But whatever. 1 legend is like excellent support, and then 1 terraforming to search out your HQ pretty much. Then next up, I run Double Alert. So it's always treated as a Rescue Ace card, which is great because you can search it. Add 1 Rescue Ace monster from your graveyard to your hand, or if you control Rescue Ace Hydrant, you can add 1 Rescue Ace monster from your deck to your hand instead. So that's why Hydrant, the whole deck is heavily dependent on Hydrant. Next up, Double Rescue. It's always treated as a Rescue Ace. You can target 1 Rescue Ace monster in your graveyard, or if you control Rescue Ace Hydrant, you can target 1 monster in your opponent's graveyard instead, special summon it to your field, and you can only activate this once per turn. That's why I only run 2 of them, because they're both hard ones per turn. But this one is a terrific graveyard manipulation, either like recurring your resources, or if they go to activate an effect like to get their card to the graveyard, something silly like that, you can just, activate Rescue and then get their card on your field. You can also use it in like in OTK situations. I've done it like a few times, like in testing, but it's a pretty fun card to use. Next up for the utility cards, Piri Res Map. At the start of your main phase, I was running Extravagant this deck, but obviously that conflicts. But at the start of your main phase, add 1 monster with 0 attack from your deck to your hand, but have your life points. Oh, also I was gonna say, I was running Extrav instead of Prosperity because I wanted this to be like pretty much a complete budget build, because it is a new set, blah 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 blah, whatever. But like I said, after adding to your hand until the end of the next turn, after this card was activated, you cannot activate the added monster's effects or the effects of the cards with its name until you normal summon that monster. So basically between Naganaki, this card, and Hydrant, that's like 6 copies of Hydrant. Whoops, no, that's like 9 copies of Hydrant. I'm so sorry. Next up for utility cards, double limit removal came in the set. You know, just swing like Turbulence, Fire Engine for game, pretty much. Like damage step, like limit removal. Pretty crazy. One of Monster Reborn, 1 for 1. So it's 10 ways you should be able to get the Hydrant. 1 for 1. Called by the grave because it's called by the grave. Reinforcement of the army for your power 1-ups. And then lastly, the traps. I run 2 contain. A lot of people run 1, but if you draw one of these, you can't live the +4 dream, so might as well kind of max out. It's always treated as a rescue ace card. If you control a rescue ace monster, target one effect monster your opponent controls this turn, that effect monster cannot attack. Also, its effects are negated. If you control rescue ace Hydra at resolution of this effect, that monster also cannot be used as material for basically any type of extra deck summoning, which is terrific. But that's why Hydra is so important to keep online. But even if you don't have it, the effect's pretty crazy. Extinguish. If you control rescue ace monster, target one effect monster your opponent controls, destroy it. Then if you currently control rescue ace Hydrant, your opponent cannot activate the effects of that destroyed monster or of monsters with its original name this turn. Extinguish, contain. I think these trap cards are just insane. But that's it for the main deck. Kept it short and sweet, super budget. You know, go pick it up. Like I said, links in the description. Settlement Great All Mirage. This is the extra deck. Everything's super generic. You can, you know, of course, changes to your liking. All Mirage is great because you can kind of sit like on All Mirage like Turbulence, but IP Turbulence is even better. It's super easy to get into. Barricade Board Blocker. Surge is a field spell in the end phase, of course. Underclock Taker, just because it's a generic 2. Nightmare Cerberus, generic 2. Phoenix, generic 2. Unicorn, IP Unicorn. Underworld Goddess, because people play into it, of course. Double Drill Driver Vespinato. I just wanted to like put some generic in here. Honestly, it should be like 2 Dweller, but whatever. I just couldn't find like all my cards, and I didn't want to take stuff out of the deck I'm using for regionals this weekend, but whatever. Obviously, extra deck is super customizable. 1 Baguska, 1 Tornado Dragon. It's not like, you know, these are obviously, you know, just depending on the situations. This card, just because it's another rank 4 Dweller, like this could easily be 2 Dwellers. This could be 2 Baguska, is what it is. And then 1 Dugaris, the Timeless, just because it's easy to get into. It helps you dig deeper for cards, discard them. And then your Turbulence will automatically be online because you'll probably have like at least 2 to 3 rescue aces in grave. So he's pretty great in this deck. But that is pretty much it for this one. Like I said, like the video if you liked the video. Comment down below what you would change. With this being a new deck, of course, I would love to hear your feedback on it. So comment that down below. Also, subscribe to the channel. I'm so sorry about that. But subscribe to the channel because we're trying to get to 1,000. We'd really like you to be there. That's pretty much it. And we'll see you next time.